Hello students. Today we'll start with chapter number 7, population. Now as we all know that population is a crucial element in social studies and human beings are producers, consumers of the earth resources. Now people have invented technology and made natural resources useful to them. So it is very important to know how many people are there in a country, where they live, how and why their numbers are increasing, and what are their characteristics, right? That is to know about the size and distribution of people, or we can say the growth of population, increase in population, qualities of the population. Now, before discussing about population trends in India, now as population is a very important topic or increasing population, as we all know that the world population it has crossed about 7 billion mark and India's population it has reached 1.25 billion. So the basic responsibility of every government it is to fulfill the basic requirements of its growing population. Now if the population will increase in a country, so what will be the main role or what will be the main responsibility of any government or any country's government? That is, it has to fulfill or it can fulfill the basic requirements like food, clothing, shelter of its population. At least the people should get the basic things. So for this, what the country needs, that is the country's natural resources, they assume most importance, because only with the help of natural resources economic development becomes possible. So here between population and natural resources we are having two aspects. That is, first one is, as the population increases the limited natural resources depletes fast and in the long run it becomes dangerous for the future generations. And second one is, when unskilled population rises, the natural resources will not be utilized in the best possible manner, so which proves to be a barrier for the economic development of a country. Here comes one important word, that is population explosion. Now what do you mean by the word population explosion? In simple terms, we can say that it refers to the rapid and dramatic rise in the world population that has occurred over the last few hundred years. There is a sudden or a rapid increase or rise in the world population. Now, as we know that India's death rate has fallen rapidly, and against it, the birth rate has not fallen to that extent. So which has resulted in the rise in net population, which is known as population explosion. Now population rise is a very important reason for various problems which we face or which is faced by the world, we can say, because the world has never ever witnessed such a fast rate of growth of population as in the present period, and India is not an exception. As we all know that the population is increasing day by day in India. Now if we compare the data, so between 1931 and 2011 there has been a continuous rise in the population, and in the year 1951 the population of India was 36.1 crores, which has increased to 121.02 crores in the year 2011. That is, in a span of 60 years, the population has increased by 85.7 crores. And average rate of growth of population was around 2.5%. So more population and high rate of growth of population along with very high rise in population after 1970 is identified as population explosion. Now population trends in India. So it is divided in 5 main things. So trends of population in India, what does it include? It includes the size of population, it includes population growth rate, birth rate and death rate, rural and urban population, and the proportion of male to female population, and their whatever the related statistical information is given along with the interpretation and analysis. So we'll discuss one by one all these 5 points. Now the first population census, as we all know that government conducts census survey every 10 years, right? So the first population census, it was conducted in 1871 owing to the initiative of Jamshedji Tata, and after that a systematic census was conducted in 1891, and after that now it is conducted, or it has been conducted every 10 years. So the first census of independent India was conducted in 1951, we can say. Now let us discuss the trends of population in India. First, size and growth rate of India's population. Now here, as you can see in this table, year wise growth they have given of population. So different years the population is given, and the average yearly growth rate of population is given over here. So size of population, we can say that it refers to the total population in India during different time periods, or the numbers and percentage increase in population, that is known as population growth. Now here you can see and you can compare the increase in population percent wise in different years or in numbers even. Now what we can analyze or what we can understand from this table, or we can understand with the help of a graph, we can say. Now here between year 1901 and 1921, the rate of growth in population, it was slow, and in the decade, that is 1901 to 1911, there was a increase in population, whereas if we see between 1911 to 1921, so there was a decrease in the rate of population with a percentage that is minus 0.3. So the main reason here for this decrease in population was death rate, or we can say a high death rate, because at that particular time there was a frequent occurrence of families which led to various diseases like cholera, plague, tuberculosis, malaria, influenza, so which led to a high death rate. Now except for the year 1921, except this year, you can see everywhere there was an increase in population, or the rate of population growth was high in all these years except the year 1921. In 1951, planning has started in India. Okay. So when planning started in 1951, the population of India was 36.1 crore at that time, and which rose to 102.9. That is after 5 decades, we can say, in year 2001. So the registered growth in population was 66.6 crores. And in present times, if we talk about the population of India, it increases by 170 lakhs every year. And every year an Australia is added to India's population. Why an Australia is added? That is the total population of Australia, what it is, that much population increase takes place in India every year. Now, as we all know that China is the most populated country with 134.10 crores of the world, while India ranks second. In 1911, the population was 25.2 crores, and within one century, that is 2011, if we talk about, so in 2011 it rose to 121.02 crores. Demographers, they forecasted that by the year 2000 India's population will cross 100 crores mark, and it has been proved right, because the continuous increase in population was taking place. And according to the World Development Report 1997, India's population was 93 crores, and according to the census of 2011, between 2011 and 25, the estimated population growth in India will be, it is an estimation which is given, so the estimated population growth in India, that will be 139.98 crores. Now second, that is the male and female population in India, or we can say the gender distribution of population in India. Whatever the total population is there, from that how many males are there, how many females are there. Okay, so it is bifurcated according to that. Now this table we are having, that is the number of males, females and the total population in different years. So it depicts the male-female ratio, we can say. Now what we can analyze from this, that is the consistent increase in the male-female population during the period 1951 to 1991 or till year 2011, we can say. So it is a result of high population growth rate. And if we present it in percentage, here this the data, it is shown in the percentage bracket, whatever is shown. So if it is in presented in percentage, the male population in the total population is, that is 51.37% in year 1951, which rose to 51.54% in year 2011. So it shows a 0.2 point rise in male population, we can say. And in 1951, female population was 48.63%, which decreased to 48.46%. So which shows a minus 0.17% decrease. So in comparison to males, decreasing ratio of female population is a matter of concern, and this fall in female population is a challenge for the future of our society, we can say. Third one is gender ratio in India, or we can say the extent of female per 1000 males. Now here also year-wise data is given, that is the number of females per 1000 males in India, and this is the data, it is given of Gujarat, that is the number of females per 1000 males in Gujarat. So the number of females in the country per 1000 males, it is identified as sex ratio or gender ratio, or we can say female to male ratio. Now gender ratio, it occupies a very important place in the study of population, and falling number of females per 1000 males, it creates various implications in the country. If there is skewed gender ratio, number of problems arise in the economy regarding marriage, family, reproduction, etc. By getting a clear picture of the gender ratio, it is possible to understand the cause of adversity in gender ratio and the effects or the efforts which can be taken to solve this type of problem. We are having many developed countries where the gender ratio is more, that is, we can say where the females are more than 1000 for every 1000 males. And if we talk about India, so in India only the Kerala is exceptions. Other than that, all other states they have low female male ratio. And according to 2011 data, for every 1000 males there was 1084 females in Kerala, that is males were less and females were more. And the lowest female population per 1000 males, it was in Haryana, that is for 1000 males the female was 879. Now it has been found that there are social, cultural, economic factors which are responsible for the adverse female-male ratio. Now as we all know that in India there is always a craze for the male child, right? So in Indian society the status of women has been very low, or low we can say, since the ancient times. Due attention was not given to nutrition, health, education and overall upbringing of daughters. And in old time even the daughters were not allowed to go to schools even. The dowry system also contributed towards the neglect of girls. Apart from this, if we say, that is early marriage of girl child, frequent childbirths and adverse effect on the health, leading to high death rate among minor and adult females. And all this leads to the low female population as compared to the males. Now from this table, the data we can see that is between 1901 and 1991, for every 1000 males, number of female population has been decreasing. As we can see, in 1901 the number of females were 954 in Gujarat if we talk about, and if we talk about India it was 972 for per 1000 males, and it decreased to 927 in year 1991. But 2001 and 2011 if we talk about, so it was a period in which female population per 1000 males increased negligibly, it increased somewhat, we can say. And it is because of the efforts which were taken by the government to save girl child, to educate girl child, Beti Bachao programs and various encouragement which was given to the birth of a girl child. Now also we can see the government gives many benefits to the couple or to the parents of the only girl child. The parents, those who are having only girl child, the government is giving them many benefits. If we talk about Gujarat, so the period between 1901 and 1991, or we can say the year 2011 directly, from 1901 to 2011, we saw a consistent fall in female population per 1000 males. That is, this per 1000 males, the number of females is decreasing consistently. So which creates social and cultural implications, we can say. And if we talk about the reason behind this, it is said that the craze or a preference for a male child, improvement in medical science has encouraged female filicide, To stop this, the government has imposed ban on sex restriction legally, but its implementation largely has been only on papers. In states which are economically prosperous like Punjab, Haryana and Gujarat, this disparity or imbalance between females and males is more. So in Gujarat, here the number of females per 1,000 males has decreased consistently. But if we talk about India, so it has increased negligibly in the last 2 decades, that is 2001 and 2011, because of the various programs which are taken up by the government. Now next is age-wise population of India, which is the fourth point. Now age-wise population of India, that is they have divided it in different age groups, and year-wise comparison is shown. So we can say that age-wise population of India, it refers to the classification of population in different age groups. That is the percentage of population in the age group of 0 to 14, in 15 to 64 and 65 and above. From this we can understand the aspects like working and non-working age groups. That is, this comes in the child or children non-working age group, above 65, retired persons, this also comes in non-working age groups, right? Now from this table, what we can understand, that is in 2005, if we talk about, so in 2005, people in the age group of 0 to 14 were 32.78%, which reduced to 29.21% in year 2014. It is estimated, it is shown. So it shows a decrease in birth rate. Then in 2005, there was 62.44% population in the age group of 15 to 64 years, which increased to 65.30%. So here majority of the population in this age group is working population. So increase in the working population, it leads to the economic development of a country, so which is considered significant. And here 65 and above, so this age group is considered as non-working group because they are mostly retired persons, we can say, right? We can compare it with the help of a graph also. That is year wise and age group, 0 to 14, 15 to 64 and 65 and above. And the last comes, that is the rural and urban population in India. Now India, as we all know, that it is divided in rural and urban. So the number of people who are living in rural areas and the number of people who are living in urban areas. So it shows the proportion of the population which are living in these two areas. The rural-urban population is influenced by various factors like extent of population or extent of employment, education, health, quality of life, then occupation, economic returns, etc. we can say. Now rural and urban population. So in recent year, the urban population out of the total population is consistently rising, we can say. The problems of dirt arise due to increase in hutments and administration will prove to be a failure in providing basic services like electricity, transportation, water, etc. due to lack of infrastructural facilities. That is, the government is still not able to provide the basic facilities like electricity, transportation, clean water to the rural areas. So due to improper waste management, pollution arises and social evils will occur in the form of crimes, theft, loot, etc. Now in 1901, the rural population was 21.2 crores, that is, which accounts to 89.1% of the total population. Then in year 2011, it increased to 83.02 crores, which accounts for 68% population of, or 68% of total population of India. Now, apart from it, if we say, that is, there has been a registered fall in the percentage of rural population. This is because of lack of employment opportunities and the existence of widespread disguised unemployment and underemployment in the rural sectors. In rural areas, the population there, they do not get employment opportunities, they do not get the basic facilities. So for that, the people over there, they move to the urban areas to get employment and basic facilities, we can say. So there are large scale employment opportunities in urban areas, leading to migration of people from rural to urban. Now urban population was 2.6 crores, which accounted to 10.9% of the total population of India, which rose to 38 crores, that is, which accounted for 32% of the total population of India in year 2011. So in every decade, percentage wise increase has been registered. Now this increase has took place because of many reasons, like availability of various physical facilities in urban areas like electricity, schools, colleges, theaters, good roads, good transportation facilities, good communication facilities, then entertainment, cultural activities, we can say, good medical facilities or hospitals, we can say, right? So good facilities are available in urban area as compared to the rural areas. So because of that, the population from rural area, they migrated to urban areas. Many people have migrated from rural to urban areas because of abolition of zamindari system and control of money lenders or business. The comparison here can be easily seen between the year 1901 to the year 2011. That is, in 1901, the population increase took place from 21.2%, which has increased to 83.02% in the year 2011. And if we talk about the urban population, so which was 10.9% in the year 1901, which increased to 32% of the total population in the year 2011. So as we discussed about the benefits or the reasons behind the people migrating from the rural areas to the urban areas, can be employment, can be good facilities for medical, electricity, transportation, communication, etc. So it can be because of any reason that the people migrate from the rural areas to the urban areas. Now here we are concluding our session. The next half of chapter, that will be continued in next video. Thank you.